Hey guys, it's me Dave and welcome back to week 27 of Building Mandalore. Alright, so today is February 21st, 2020. It's a day after my birthday. I had a birthday live stream and thank you for everybody saying happy birthday to me. But anyhow, today is February 21st. What is so special about that, you may ask, David? Well, today is the day that the Clone Wars Season 7 finally premiered. Oh my god, I'm so excited, guys. So this first arc, there's three arcs. This first arc of episodes, it's 4 episodes, is the Bad Batch arc. And so the very first episode was the Bad Batch. Love the episode. I'm actually making a whole video dedicated about the Bad Batch and how I actually made custom Lego minifigures of the Bad Batch. That video will be coming out tomorrow. It'll probably already be out by the time you're watching this, so I'll just put a little card on the screen. But I'll make a whole video dedicated about my thoughts on that episode, and I'll kind of briefly talk about that Clone Wars first episode not next week, but at the end of the video. All right, so today's subject is lighting. So, a lot of you actually emailed me, David, could you make a dedicated episode about lighting and Lego lighting? And so this seems to be a pretty big topic for a lot of you because there's a lot of options actually today. Here in 2020, there's actually a significant amount of options. You actually have 3 big options. So if you want to add lights to your Lego sets, to your Lego MOCs, or just whatever, you have a lot of options. Your first option is the Lego first-party official route, which is using the Lego Power Functions LED lights. This is what I don't recommend because you only get 2 LED lights and they cost significantly, and I just don't do that. There is rumors that Lego is actually making their own Lego lighting kits, but that's far off, so we're not going to talk about that today. Your second option is third-party Lego-made lights. So that's companies creating specific lighting for Lego sets made to work with Lego, work within the sets, work within your MOCs, because there'll be thin wires and all of that. So those companies are, I believe, Life Lights, Brix stuff, and then there's this new one called Light My Brix. Then the last option you have is hobbyist lighting. And what that is if you go on Amazon right now or just go to your local hardware store, or if Radio Shack was still around, rest in peace Radio Shack, who even remembers that? But anyhow, if you go on Amazon and you search LED lights, you'll find like a whole bunch of just LED lights with like strips of wire coming off of them. And so hobbyist lighting is basically DIY. That's do it yourself. You have to solder the wires. You have to create your own circuits. You have to get your own transformers, your own resistors. And that's what I thought I was going to do. I thought I was going to go the hobbyist lighting route because I know someone who actually did that. He's a friend of mine, Brick Plumber. You might know his Hoffmock. I talked to him. He's done that. And I was looking at his lighting. And it really comes down to the fact that you might just think, oh man, this is a lot cheaper to go with the Amazon route rather than these third-party options like Light My Brix or Brick Stuff or whatever. So you look at these 2 options. The thing is that the hobbyist lighting, not only is it adds a lot of time while being significantly cheaper, but also there's some risks involved. If you don't know electricity or at least anything electrical, just basics, it can be very difficult to do hobbyist LED lighting from what I did. I did some research for a couple hours about a week ago, and it just became way too much because you'd think you could just add a whole bunch of lights on one circuit and be done. Add your transformer, plug it in, and be done. No, you need resistors. You can't put too many lights on one circuit, otherwise it'll overload. There's all these different things that can happen. And you also, sometimes if you don't wire something correctly, you can, create like a possible bad short and blow something up, like the battery, the bank that you're powering. There's so many things. I could go into it forever, but I'm not. So I ended up going back to the third-party Lego lights, I suppose you call them. So I've tried Life Lights, I've tried Brick Stuff, and so there's this new company called Light My Brix. They're based off in Australia. I was interested in their product. A lot of people had been using it. So I had seen it, but I didn't really know what their product is. It's similar to the others. Seems a little bit better quality in my opinion, and their customer service seems to be a lot better too. So I checked out their site. I emailed them. They actually wanted to sponsor my Building Mandalore series. So that's awesome. So I got this basically care package of a whole bunch of things that we're going to be utilizing to light the prison cells and all of that. So I'm going to be showing you how I'm going to be doing that with Light My Brix stuff. Again, I wanted to do the hobbyist lighting, but you have to solder the wires. So that's the very hot steel iron that's basically heating up solder, and you have to melt it onto the circuits. It can be easy for someone who knows how to do it, but if you're new to it, especially if you're young, if you're under like 13, this is something I absolutely do not recommend you do. The third-party options are way better. It might cost more, but ultimately it's going to save you a lot of time, and it might even be a little bit safer depending on your DIY skills. So we're going to go the third-party route. I'm really excited that Light My Bricks is sponsoring the lighting for Building Mandalore. Again, big thank you to them. So let's go ahead and go into that right now, guys. Okay, guys, jumping into it. So I got this package from Light My Bricks. Definitely really excited to see exactly what they sent over. I did reach out to them, and they are going to be sponsoring Mandalore in terms of lighting. I'm going to be using their products, or at least hoping to use their products. Hopefully it'll work for what I'm trying to do. So let's go ahead and see exactly what's in here. Alrighty, guys. So here's what they sent me. Couple minifigures with some, I guess their logos print on it. That's pretty cool. I'll put that in the mock. Got some stickers. Very nice. And then this is what you get when you order lights from them, I suppose. You get this box here. Looks like you get a user guide, and it's time to light things up. Oh, my God. This is hilarious. I'm enjoying this already. It's a lot of lights. Let's go and just pour that out. That's a lot of lights. Wow. All right, so they sent over quite a lot. So here is what specifically I'm really interested. When I was checking out their product, I was interested to see if this exactly is going to work for those prison cells. There's just these LED light strips. They're pretty well made, it looks like. Actually, really well made in here. I'll take some out right now. We'll see exactly what they look like. So they just have a little sticky strip on the back, and then this is kind of what they look like. See if my camera can focus on it, but right there. But here, I'll zoom in. There we go. But yeah, this is what I'm most interested to see exactly with the prison cells. These are the actual LED lights right here, and these are the little end parts right here on each side is where they connect into. So pretty straightforward. Just have lights, and then you just need little connectors, which I think they also sent. Yep. So here are little connecting wires right here, and then I think they also sent a little USB hub. This is what we're going to be powering things with. Here's our USB hub. This is by a company called Anchor. You can get this off Amazon. I'll link it down below. But yeah, so basically we just plug that into this power supply, this USB bank. Again, it's the same one you charge phones with, and then that can connect into a loop of lights. Now, I'm not sure how many we can put on one circuit. I gotta imagine we could probably put at least 20 to possibly 30 of these LED strips, but we'll just have to find out. So a lot here. Really excited to use their product and see how it works. They also sent some expansion boards, so I guess this is just another way to connect lights. They also sent some of these smaller lights to get into different places, so really looking for. Oh, they also have a flashing white light. Interesting. So we'll just have to see exactly what this looks like. Let's put all this into the mock. So before we jump into the Lego, I know everybody wants to see it. I do want to quickly just show the circuit that I'm going to create for the prison cells. So I simply have my battery bank going into the lights, and then that's creating this, and then it'll kind of circle back and forth, kind of like a zigzag pattern. You can see I have all these different extension wires, and that's how I'm going to connect everything together. So yeah, this should work pretty well. I mean, it seems like a pretty bright light for a prison cell. There's 2 LED lights per LED strip, so that should work. And then I got some other options here for other areas, so I'm really excited. They also sent some red lights, so we can possibly use that for the elevator. So I'm really excited to see exactly what it's going to look like. So now let's go ahead and jump into the mock. Okay, you guys ready for this? Here it is. Oh my gosh, it looks so good. All 16 individual strips of lighting have been installed, and boy, does that make a huge difference. Let me go ahead and actually just turn off this bright light over here. Let me turn that off so that way you guys can really see it. Man, it looks so good. I only have like one minifigure in here right now, but yeah, this really changes the whole thing. It feels like all the work we've been doing the last 2 weeks has finally paid off. I feel like without the lights, you just didn't appreciate this area as much, but now with them, it just really, really enhances it. So absolutely love the way it came out. Very, very awesome. I'll go ahead and turn this light back on now, because you might also notice here at the top, I went ahead and put this whole roof area closed up the top, so that looks good. Again, we'll go ahead and be building a wall right here, and then we'll have a flat floor kind of covering up all of this, which we'll be doing here pretty soon. Definitely gonna, I was talking about having a door to access the power for the elevator over here. Definitely gonna have the door now, because I have my my USB battery bank is now here powering these lights. So I definitely want to be able to access and turn it on and off. I don't have at the moment a USB flip switch, so I have to unplug this to turn the lights off, but I went on Amazon. They're like literally $3 for a little USB to USB, turn on and off switch. So I already ordered one of those. Easy, $5 or whatever. So I'll be doing that so I can just flip it on and off rather than having to unplug this cable to turn the lights off. Overall, I absolutely love the way the lights look. Gotta say, I'm very impressed with Light My Brix, LED quality. It looks great on camera. As you see, there's no flicker or anything. That's something you sometimes get with LED lights. I do also have to say that I did run into a trouble. This floor wasn't, it would turn off randomly and the wires would get hot. Turns out that was on me. I didn't have enough play between the two light strips, like that extension cord that's between the two lights. It was just, I was stretching it basically too much, and so when it was being pushed onto Brix, it would kind of pull at the connectors, and basically I was creating a mini short circuit in a way. So not very good. So I always recommend that if you are using this stuff, this is not on Light My Brix. That's a user error. So that's my fault. But basically just give some play, as in like some extra wire between light sources. So when you're putting it in, between Brix, it isn't being pulled at the connecting ends. So just a little helpful tip. But other than that, I didn't really run into any other issues. So, and as you can see, very bright, no flicker. Excellent. So I can't wait. I'm not sure how many lights I can put on one circuit. So I have just one USB going into this right now, powering all of these lights. So I don't know how many other lights I can run on another on this circuit, because I can run another wire to another hub to more LEDs. So we'll try and see what I can do. But now we're gonna get building over here. So let's see what I do. All right, guys. So it's been a few hours now, and I gotta say, got a lot of work done. And this area over here with the prison cells, it's pretty much done now. I'm really, really happy with how we're finally finished with this area. As you can see, I closed off this whole thing right here, even back here. I also really like these reflections that are it's kind of happening between the windows and the lights. That's what I was kind of hoping for, so I'm really, really happy that it's doing that. The other thing you might have noticed is that there is a red light in the elevator shaft here. I think that's a great little touch, considering it's like it's probably going to be like a breakout type of thing. Also, just like the red light in the elevator shaft. I know something about it looks really nice. I like the way it kind of casts the shadows. It's a very bright light. Again, I'm very happy with the lighting from Light My Brix. You'll also notice that I added this bridge right here. Not sure if that's the final design, but I like it. It's simple. It gets the job done. Doesn't need to be anything too fancy. So it's looking good. The other thing is I covered up this whole area right here, covered up this whole thing. So all of this is covered up as well. I started working over here. I'm still not certain what I want to do with this. I have some ideas, but it's not 100%. But this area, on the other hand, this whole thing right here is 100% done now. Gotta say, it looks really good. Again, taking a look at the tiles, that's the other thing actually it is. I installed another door here, so you can see that. And then I added some stairs on the bottom, and then added that whole dark blue line here, and that transitions into more tile and stuff like that. So you can kind of see what I did here. So it looks pretty good in my opinion. Again, I'm very, very happy with the way this whole thing looks now. And going back over here, so I told you guys last week that but when I do build this whole wall, that I would install a door. So if you see these little handles, this whole thing actually comes out like that. So really easy. And then there's my battery pack and the power functions. So very easy to get my hand in there, switch it on and off, and then put it back just like that. So really simple. This is something I definitely learned from Crate when I was trying to do a door. Very similar to this, so it wasn't too hard to make that from my lessons because of that mock. But yeah, I'm very, very happy with this. I also continued and extended this wall all the way to here, just a little bit. But yeah, I think that looks really good. Give you this angle. It's a tight, narrow space back here, so I apologize. Just trying to give you guys all the angles. I guess the other thing I did is add these lattice pattern pieces as well. So quite a lot actually has been done in the last few hours. But there's one more thing I just want to quickly show and just give you guys an idea of like where my mind is. So let's take a look at that. All right, so I've been talking up the idea of covering up the whole top area and making it a whole nother floor. So that's exactly what I've been kind of working on as well. What I ended up doing is I took all of, not all, but some of the, I guess they're 12 by 12 bricks from Crate. You can see I have a whole bin of them right there. But I took some of them, and I haven't taken the tiles off of them just because of it's quite a pain. But I wanted to use them and just kind of figure out, you know, what would a whole flat new surface here look like? What would that look like from the bottom with these particular pieces? And I gotta say, I think this is gonna look really good. Again, this is my whole idea, is like this wall would be blending into the next floor, and that's exactly what's kind of going on here. So I think that looks really, really good. So I'm really happy with that. So this whole area would be the Duchess Palace. Again, it's kind of bendy and stuff. It's completely not final. It's just a kind of concept, if you will. The thing is that this is where I'm having trouble. Is this whole area great? I will cover this up. There will be a second floor. But I kind of actually want the Duchess Palace to be over here, because I was looking at the design and it kind of like comes out at an angle like this and then kind of extends outward. So it makes much more sense for it to be on this side and kind of extend out this way, just based off the design of it. I was again looking at the Clone Wars trailer, and that seems like the better way to go. So I'm just really, mixed, because if I do it over here, then I don't know what should be right here, and then I still don't know what this room is. So got quite a bit to figure out, but at least this area is pretty much done now. So I can at least start thinking about these two areas here in the next week or two. But yeah. So definitely curious to see what you guys think. Again, I'm really happy to finally get this whole area down here. This whole area is now 100% complete, and now I can focus on this and basically building this whole, I guess, what is this? Technically, it's the third floor at this point. I also know some of you wanted me to bring the elevator all the way up to here, but I don't think that would make too much sense. I could do it. I don't plan on it, but I could. I don't think there's any reason for me to. I think it can just be its own separate floor up here. But yeah, really happy with the lighting. Let me turn off the light again so you can see the red light. But yeah, that looks sweet. Absolutely love it. Looks great. Put Obi-Wan in here too. So very happy with that. Let's go ahead and end it out, guys. All right, so what did you think? Gotta say, those lights look fantastic. I don't think I'm over exaggerating. I really honestly think they look great. Those Light My Bricks lights are extremely bright. There's no flickering. That's a huge thing with LED lights, especially the older, when LED lights were first coming out a couple years ago. for video purposes, that you might see like little lines and flickers on the camera because they're just not refreshing fast enough to the human, or not to the human eye, but to the camera sensor and all that stuff. So these are high quality lights based off what I can tell. So I'm very, very happy with them. I've been able to put, I guess technically 17 lights on one circuit already without any power loss or dimming, which is already a huge step up from when I was using Brix stuff. Back in Kashyyyk when I did LED lining, I was using Brix stuff, and at the time their product was pretty solid, but I realized that after I put, I think like 20 or so, not even 20, I think it was like 10 or so lights, and went to about 20, the lights would just get dimmer and dimmer, and it's just, the circuit just wouldn't hold up for what I was trying to do. So I'm already very impressed with the Light My Brix stuff. I like the quality. It seems very well made. Keep in mind those wires are really thin if you ever decide on purchasing the product. Again, their links are down in the description below. The wires are thin, so be very, very careful with that. All right, so last I just want to touch on the Clone Wars episodes. Absolutely loved, well, the first episode of Season 7. Absolutely loved it. I'll be talking about it in my Bad Batch Lego figure, I don't know, showcase video that comes out tomorrow. It'll probably already be out by the time you're watching this. But yeah, I gotta say the biggest thing that kind of stood out to me was the animation quality and how we're really, we've been characterizing and really building momentum for Clone Troopers over the years with the Clone Wars TV show, like really adding character development to these clones. And I think this episode just elevated even more, and I didn't even know they could do that. So I was just really happy with it. Absolutely loved it. That's going to be it, guys. Last thing I want to say is we are going to be taking a week-long break. So next week, February 28th? Yeah? No. Yes. February 28th. We will not have Building Mandalore. It will be the following Friday. I think that's like March 6th, 7th, something like that. No, I think it's March 5th. I don't know. It's the first Friday of March. Reason being is I'm getting my wisdom teeth out, all 4 of them at once, next week. I think it's like a day or 2 before Building Mandalore is supposed to come out. So I absolutely won't be able to build for a couple days after I get my wisdom teeth out. I'll be recovering. I'll be a swollen face. Hopefully I won't look like a giant blueberry by next time you see me 2 weeks from now. So I apologize for that. I'm going to have some videos in between here and then. But that's going to be it, guys. Again, I apologize. We have to take a 2-week break. Again, getting the wisdom teeth out. Nothing I can really do about that. So that's going to be it. I'll see you guys later. I'll see you in 2 weeks. Hope you guys have a great, wonderful day. Enjoy those Clone Wars episodes. Bye-bye.